Hey, what's going on, everybody? This your girl Tiffany. I'm here live in effect. So before I get my day started, I just want to talk about how this Western culture has created such dichotomy in the black relationships. And what do I mean by that? How this society has become such a detriment in our relationship as black men and black women. And that's through the stereotypical and through marginalization and all these different concepts that has been placed on us as black women, being referred to as the Jezebels, the loud-mouthed women, and then the men being referred to as lazy, trifling, thugs, etc. This is the kind of shit that was created within the culture. So because of these concepts being created by the society that we live in, it has been programmed into us, into our psyche. And that's how we view each other. And you have to realize that we are the byproducts of this American society. We are the American Negroes. So a lot of the stuff that you see that's going on in our community is because we are a byproduct of America. And I'm not taking away from the fact that we should not be held accountable for our own action, our own behavior, but we just have to learn and realize that we are a byproduct. We are America's creation. America has created us to be where we are today because of all these different concepts and ideas of how black men and black women are being viewed and being perpetuated upon by other people in society, other groups. So due to the marginalization and due to the stereotypes is why we are in this condition that we are today. Why are we here? We still going back and forth about the role of a man and the role of a woman. We still going because we don't understand. We don't know. Because there's so many consistent changes that's been going on in America. To where now, as far as not only the black relationship is concerned, but you also got to look at how people raising their children. Now you got, others trying to tell you you can't raise your kids this way or that way and this, that, and the other. And I know there's many of us who try to there are those who are trying to incorporate African spiritual system or African principles. But it's kind of hard to do that, especially to a people who already have been psychologically programmed by the very same system that has oppressed them. So it's hard to break that psyche and get away from that mental slavery. So what we dealing with is a case of mental slavery as a collective. And we deal with the pathology that's been passed on from our ancestors who was in slavery to their descendants and their descendants and their descendant and their descendant and their descendants. So when we look at the problem, when we address the issues about black men and black women's relationship, yes, we can talk about the accountability, but we got to talk about the main factor that plays a major role and impact. And that's the culture that we live in. That's the society that we live in. That's the Western influence. That plays a major impact on us. It plays a major factor on how we view each other. So I give credit to those who are trying to liberate and teach people and show us as black people how to get past the psyche. But at the same time, you can't do that with everybody. It's hard to do that with a collective. So that's just how bad it is. I mean, all of this was planned. All of this was put into place. The conditions, when you go into the neighborhoods, they're not like that just because. They're not like that because we made them to be that way. It was planned to be that way. It was made to be that way. America was built on that. America has created that foundation for black folks to be in these type of conditions, be in these neighborhoods, which we call the ghettos, the hoods, the projects. America has created that because of the racism. So we really can't fault the people for the mentality they have without looking at the system and the culture. So same way, we cannot fault the men for the mentality they have, our black men. And you can't really fault the black women for their mentality without looking at what took place, what's behind all of this, what brought about the influence. So to the brothers out there, you have to understand a lot of women are not going to be able to articulate everything to you and tell you what they're looking for in a man. Why? Because many of them have not had a father figure in the household to look up to that example. Some did, but a vast majority didn't. And that's the part that you got to realize. They are a byproduct of single parenting. Or they may be a byproduct of the streets. And it wasn't by choice either. And then you got those who are byproduct of the system. We talking about being in the foster care system, which was no choice of theirs. And same way, ladies, you got to understand, many of these men, they're not going to be able to fulfill every obligation that you have or the standards that you're trying to set for, because many of them come from broken homes. Not only they come from broken homes, right, but they also a byproduct of the streets, byproduct of the system. Many of them did not have fathers. So again, we have to look at, if you want to say, well, what's the primary blame? What are you trying to get at, Tiffany? The primary blame for this is the culture that we live in. It's the society and how it's been structured for us. Because we wasn't able to create a system for ourselves. We weren't able to create a autonomous society or autonomous culture. We wasn't able to do that. This was placed upon us. We was forced to believe this is what we are because of some white supremacy. Yes, we gotta go back to white supremacy. We talking about the ideology. The white supremacy ideology, or the European or the Western ideology of the black man, the black woman, has been perpetuated on the group. And guess what? It's been ingrained in our psyche to where we see each other a certain way. So we got to look at that as the number one cause of all of this. The number one cause of our behavior. Culture brings about influences on people's behavior. Culture brings about influences on languages. Okay? So without philosophy and without psychology and without sociology, you would not, I repeat, you would not have a culture. So when we talk about the culture, we got to look at the philosophy. And what philosophy we got to build upon, not just the black philosophy. We got to look at the philosophy of America. We got to look at the philosophy of the Western society. We must look at that because that plays a lot into why we are in the condition that we are today. It has a lot of influence on us. It plays a major part. So you have to look at the Western philosophy and how the racism has brought an impact on us and how we view ourselves and view family values. So we didn't get a chance to actually have a society for ourselves. We didn't get a chance to have a community. We were stripped away from that. We don't live in an autonomous society. We don't. We were stripped from that. We live under the umbrella of this system. And we are that byproduct of this culture. We were created. We were manufactured. I know it's not making sense what I'm saying, but think about it. We were manufactured into these people that we are today. It's like when you build a robot, right? If you make a robot and the robot does everything that you tell it to do. However, that robot builds in some type of sense to try to break away, but it can't. Because it's a robot that was built. That's the same way with us. We're like the robots here in America. We were built. We were created. We were breeded. And by us trying to break away, we can't really break away. Yeah, we can develop and try to incorporate things and learn different principles, but we can't break away because this is all we know. Where else we gonna go? I mean, yeah, we can go to other countries and learn other things, but at the end of the day, we were created. You know, that part of us is still gonna be programmed. Hold on. Yeah, that part of us still gonna be programmed. So, you know, we're still gonna be created. Give me one moment, you guys. Hold on. You know, so it's like, okay, I'll take care of that situation later. But anyways, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, we're created. We were built. And it started with the psyche. It started with the psyche. So that's all I'm saying. But anyways, you guys, I gotta get going. I'm sorry. You know, I have a phone call, so I'm getting a little distracted here. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this phone call. But I just wanted to put this video out here, and maybe I will expound more on it later. But you all have a good one, all right? Make sure you go ahead and share this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Tiffany French, and hit the notification bell and all that great stuff. So until then, peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany, and I'm out.